World Cup Hockey Part 3. Let's talk about the format of the World Cup. The format of the World Cup is absolutely competitive. The Hockey World Cup consists of a qualification stage and a final tournament stage. The format for each stage is the same. Qualification. The qualification stage has been a part of the Hockey World Cup since 1977. All participating teams play in the qualification round. The teams divide into two or more pools or compete for a berth in the final tournament. The top two teams automatically qualified, and the rest of the berths are decided in the playoffs. The final tournament. The final tournament features the continental champions and other qualified teams. Sometimes it also features the winners of the Summer Olympics hockey competition or the continental runners up. The teams divide into pools once more and play a round robin tournament. When they play a round robin tournament, they do qualify for the final berth in the tournament. The composition of the pool is determined using the current FIH World Rankings. And we can also share with you the results. Let's talk about 1971 World Cup, which was held in Barcelona, Spain. And in final, Pakistan defeated Spain by a margin of 1-0, and Pakistan became the champions. They defeated the host in the final, and Pakistan raised the first World Cup trophy. India were on third place. They defeated Kenya in the third position tournament by a margin of 2-1. The total number of teams in 1971 World Cup were 10. Let's talk about the details of 1973 World Cup. It was played in Amsterdam, Netherlands, and it was won by Netherlands, beating India in the final. Well, the final ended by a 2-2 draw, and then it was taken to the extra time where the both teams stayed tied, and then it was taken to penalty strokes. And the Netherlands defeated India in the penalty strokes by a margin of 4-2. So Netherlands raised the World Cup trophy, became the world champions, and India were the runner-ups. And for the third, fourth position, West Germany defeated Pakistan by a margin of 1-0. So Pakistan stood at position number 4 in second World Cup, West Germany at position number 3, India at position number 2, and the Netherlands at position number 1. There were 12 teams in that World Cup in year 1973. Next, we talk about the 1975 World Cup, which was held in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And there were the total team in that Pacific World Cup were 12. So the Malaysian World Cup was also uh, with 12 number of teams, and it was played in Kuala Lumpur, and it was won by India in the final when they defeated their arch rivals Pakistan by a margin of 2-1. 1975 World Cup was won by India with a margin of 2-1, and there was the there was the conflict of a backstick goal by India. The two teams were leveled at 1 1 each when the Indian forward scored a goal with a backstick. The Pakistani players immediately mentioned it, but the umpires and the referees all ignored them. And the third position was again taken by West Germany when they defeated Malaysia by a margin of 4 to 0. There were 12 teams in the World Cup. Pakistan protested. They didn't receive the medals around their neck, rather, had them in their hands. And then they took a round of the field, of the ground, with their medals on their shoes. And this is how they protested in 1975 when India scored a goal with a backstick.